Narration 841 reminds us that every prayer that does not have the first chapter of Al-Quran said in it is not sufficient. Now, by prayer, we mean the required contact prayers. In a lot of languages, there's some particular meaning that is lost in translation when people say, oh, well, prayers need to be done. And just like the Bible, the Quran is one of those cases. So we're talking about the salat, whether it's obliged, recommended, or voluntary. These are all done with the first chapter of Al-Quran in each bow. Narration 844 reminds of the two consistent pauses in the prayer. Now, they aren't pauses as much as they are silent portions, but it is where one can get one's breath. So before the Quranic recitation, there's a time for opening formulas, and then before going to bow, making that shift. So a person can just get their breath in that time. It's important to pay attention to your breath, but this is not one of those narrations that talk about the breathing style, other than the fact that this is when people would get a breath. The next narration confirms it. And then narration 846 tells us that the person leading the prayer is to be followed. A lot of people make the mistake that they might outstrip in movement in saying Amin, which is, the Arabic form of Amen, which Amen is a mispronunciation of earlier linguistic terms, right? Now, if the person in the prayer has to alter their position because of some medical condition or something, it was later pointed out that the people being led don't have to, alter from standing to sitting and that sort of thing. Narration 847 indicates that the first remembrance in the sitting portion, the last bow set of the prayer, the second, the fourth, the third if there's only three, and midway between, because we're mentioning two and only one prayer has two, that the first thing is that you do the testimony, the tashahhud.